Hey there, welcome to my playthrough of Conflict of Heroes solo expansion. Today I'm going to be playing through solo mission 4 Partisans and be demonstrating how the game plays and how to interpret orders and these kinds of things. And so I specifically chose this mission because it's got a slightly smaller counter set. I think it's a little bit simpler of a mission. So I think it's a good subject for an instructional playthrough. It's based on the intro firefight in the original Conflict of Heroes games, but there are actually some tweaks to it to make it's a little bit different. It's not going to be the same thing, which was a little bit surprise to me. So if you haven't played this yet, it'll be a little bit different from the firefight you know. Before we get started, we got to do a little bit of level setting. So when this game came out last year, I jumped into it. I made a video, a couple videos actually, but I think there's only one up on the web now. But then the rules went through a little bit of flux, and it took a while for them to get stabilized. So I don't know when you're watching this, but I'm making this video in December of 2016, and I am using rule set version 55 and summary sheet 14, both downloaded from the Academy website. So if you don't have these rules, you'll want to download them and get familiar with them so that you can understand the rules as I'll be presenting them today. Just go to the Academy website, click on the Conflict of Heroes series, Eastern Solo Expansion, and there's a link for downloads and extras. Excuse me. Also note, I'll probably pull that other video down after I upload this one, because it doesn't make sense to have two videos, one with an outdated rule set. So if you're looking, hey, where'd that other video go? It's probably going to be down. But my plan is to make at least another video after this one, based on the current rule set. Okay. It was a little bit, a little bit frustrating as the rules were kind of had to be hammered out. But I will say, I think this is a fantastic system, and I absolutely love this game, and I'm all in on any other future solo expansions from Academy, and I believe they're even licensing this to other companies to use because that's how good of a system it is. So I know there are a lot of fans out there. If you're on the fence about it, hopefully this video will convince you. Okay, is there anything else I need to say? You're with me on the rules versions. Please note this too. If you're watching this on a mobile device, YouTube annotations don't show. And after I make a video, I always go through and I do annotate any comments or mistakes that I make. So if you're watching this on a mobile device, please do me a favor and go to the web first before you ask a question. Don't ask a question only to find out that I've annotated it and you just didn't see it on a mobile device. It's annoying. Maybe YouTube will fix that. I don't know. It's beyond my control. Okay, I think that's everything. Thanks for listening. Let's get into this. I love this game. Okay, before we get started, let me explain some of the aspects of this particular firefight. As you can see, I have the mission track loaded with all of the excuse me, counters that could come into the game. Remember that when the mission timer here, sometimes it'll move too. If it moves over a space that is not yellow shaded, then this gets skipped, whereas anything with a yellow shading is automatically going to happen. So you can see there are some rumored enemy counters that can come into the game. There's 2 Russian rifle units, there's Pioneer, German Pioneer, and then 2 trucks. I'll explain those in a sec, and some mines. Actually, in my plays of this has not come into the game yet, so that'll be the first time if that happens here. So I'll just point out here that the AI gets points for destroying our units as well as controlling this hex here. And at the same time, if certain conditions are met, 2 more German control markers can come into the game here and here. Now the AI won't score points for these or this one, only for this. But these are sort of movement targets for the AI, and it just will have an effect on where the AI moves, so that each game is a little bit different. You'll see as we go along. There are special rules for placing rumored enemy when they come into the game. At the beginning of the game, we load the cup. There are 3 more Russian units in here, as well as one of these pink no enemy counters, so that we know of the 4 that start on the board, right? We got 1 here and 3 here. 3 of these are real units and 1 of them is fake. Okay, and then more can come onto the board, just creating this fog of war. There are 2 possibilities for German trucks to enter, but they're not on yellow spaces, so they're not guaranteed to enter. If they enter, you roll a die and they either enter down here and move up there, or vice versa. If you can get one of them off the map, it's a victory point. I've yet to see anyone survive this this channel of death right here. But hey, it could happen. We start with 2 light machine guns and 2 rifle units. We enter here on the south, and we get to go first. Also, I should mention that as part of the difficulty mitigation rules, I have removed card 1. Remember, they all have these numbers in the corner. So I removed order card 1, and I added cards 42 and 43, which are a couple of more green cards. So it just makes the deck a little bit easier, which I'm fine with at this point. And also, we start with a bonus card. So I pulled this, which is an auto rally, which will probably come in very handy. Looking at the track here, Soviets start with 1 VP, and we start with 6 caps. Okay, so the mission track is going to force the scoring of this control marker 5 times. In fact, I'm just going to show you here. So it's 1, 2, under here, 3, 4, 5. My thought is I'm not really going to be concerned about getting there before here. I might let the Soviets score there, but I think I want to get on it by the time it gets here, and I want to start getting victory points for it. Which means, you know, I've got to start getting guys up into here, and this is just out in the open. It's a terribly undefended hex. So that means I've got to have some firepower to support, and hopefully have eliminated some Russian units. So that's my thought. I'm aware this guy has a range of 9. He can shoot all the way down to here. So in one game I put a machine gun unit here, thinking he could provide some fire here and here. But then he was kind of stranded, because then trying to get him from here back over this way is not so fun. So I think I'm going to forget about this, and I'm just going to focus on bringing all my forces up into here, and try to provide some fire this way, and then use one of the rifle units as like a red shirt, and have them jump on here and hold it as long as they can, and hopefully score some victory points. So my plan is to get at least 3, if not 4 victory points by controlling this hex, taking out Russian units. I'm not counting on getting any victory points from the trucks, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. All right, that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and begin. Let's see, who am I going to bring on first? All right, I'm going to go ahead and let's see if we can get this machine gun up into here. So he comes onto the map into an open hex for 1. Remember that half hexes are not playable in Conflict of Heroes. So he needs to take a check on a 1, and he pulls a 3. Remember, when we check a card for an AP check, all we do is look at the bottom. We don't look at any instructions up here or anything else on the card. And then this symbol means, regardless of what this is, as a player, not the AI, as a player, you're safe. And if you want to make the game harder, you can play without it, but I'm still playing with it. So that was our first move. Machine gun unit is on the board, and now it goes back over to them. So we pull a card for them, and we look at the top. And this is if the AI plus units is 4 or fewer. No, we've got, because RE do count as the rumored enemy do count. In this case, as AI. Trucks and wagons do not count, but rumored enemy do. So that does not take effect. There are no priority. Okay, there's no close combat or short range. So then we look at execute counteractions, and that is described on the firefight instruction sheet. And this says an AI with no unit within 3 hexes. Well, I'm not within 3 of any of these, so it could be any of these guys. Closest to a German control hex, low risk, move towards. Oh, I'm sorry. I was cleaning up the board, and I removed the German control hex. So this guy is clearly the closest to this control hex, so he's going to do a low risk move towards. And it occurs to me, so both of these are open. If one of these had cover, you know, per the rules, he would prefer cover. So as far as I know, there's no rule that would necessarily direct him towards this control hex. I should probably move the camera up. So I would say if you wanted to rule 42 it and say he's going to move closer to here, I think that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and roll for it 1 to 3, 4 to 6, because sometimes the AI does stuff that ends up that I wouldn't have chosen, and it ends up messing with me. So anyway, my point is I don't think it really matters. You can roll to see which one of these two he moves into, or if you want to have him move towards this control hex, you can do that too. So I'm going to go 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and it's a 2, so he's going to move this way anyway. Okay, so I don't see him. All right, if I could see him, I'd have to reveal. I can't see him still, and that was a movement of a 1 into an open hex, and hey, he pulls a 1, so he flips. Excellent. Wow, okay, that was really lucky, because in my previous plays of this game, this guy just like steamrolls down here because of that execute counteractions command that you just saw. Okay, I'm gonna have this guy continue to move forward, takes a check, he pulls a 5, so he's fine. So now we go back to the AI. All right, it's a command card, so it can be performed even by this guy. There's no short range business. Execute counteractions, it's going to be the exact same thing we just had, no unit, an AI with no unit within 3 closest to the control hex, which is this, and since this is a blue command order card, this guy can execute the order. As I explained before, if you want to have him move into there, I think that's fine. I'm going to have him roll this. So 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 4 to 6, he moves here. And since that was a blue command card, he does not need to take a check. All right, this guy's going to keep moving up in towards the control hex. He pulls a 5, so he's okay. Very good. Back to them. All right, no instruction up top, no short range business. Fresh AI, fewer than fresh units. So fresh AI, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and there are, I have 4 units. I'm including the units that are off the board, okay, because you do count those. So 4 to 4, they're not going to pass. All right. So now when I read the orders for the AI, I usually look at the red first to see what they're going to do. Because like in this case, the instruction is going to be blah, 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 fire. Well, nobody has a shot unless it's long range. This guy might, I don't think this guy can see him, but even if he did, it would be long range. And if it does not say long range, they're not going to fire. So in this case, I can skip this because no one has a shot. I can skip this because no one has a shot, okay? Let me put this back. So let's look at the last one. An unhit AI closest to a unit that just acted or a mission objective moved towards. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, so let's do this. So for, first of all, whenever you interpret an order, you interpret it just as you read it, left to right. That is, you find the stuff on the left before you start, moving over. So the first thing is unhit AI. So if there were any hit AI on the board who were still fresh, because this is a green card, then they would immediately be eliminated from the consideration. So unhit AI, which could be any of the fresh units right now, closest to a unit that just acted. Okay, this is the unit that just acted. So who is closest to him? Let me show you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it was one of these two guys, right? These guys were both 8. And let's see, the command is move towards, okay? So they can both do a move towards. Sometimes if it was like a low risk move and this guy couldn't execute it, then this guy would win by default. But they can each execute that order. So in that case, I'm gonna roll 1 to 3, 4 to 6. 1 to 3. This guy now wants to move towards. So the move towards is, not restrictive like the low risk move is. So he is very simply, let's think, he's just going to move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually, between the two hexes, he is going to prefer to move into cover versus out in the open. So he's going to move here, which does move him 1 hex closer, but it moves him into cover. And actually, I just paused the camera to make sure I was doing the right. The first priority when a unit moves is to move into a hex that's not in a fire zone, and then cover is the next one. So if this, which is not in cover, if that's not in a fire zone, then he'll actually prefer this because this is most definitely in a fire zone, right? So let's see what we got here. That actually is in a fire zone. It's very close. Ooh, it's very close, but I'm trying to keep my hand steady. I think it's fine. I think it does skirt that corner there, but I think it gets past it. So both of these are in a fire zone. So then the next priority is cover. What did I do with the card? Oh yeah, okay. So he is going to move here. Light woods don't cost anything extra, so it's a 1, and he takes he pulls a 4, so he's fine. Let's put my guy back here, right? So if I want, he could take a shot at him, but I think I want to just keep him moving. So I'm going to move him up to here, and he pulls a 2. Okay. Now remember, when I take an action with a unit, if I want to spend caps on it, I can. In fact, like if this guy were to fire, and I could spend 1 cap, and then instead of him taking a check on a 2, he would only take it on a 1. Obviously, if I spend 2 caps, he doesn't take a check at all. All right, back to the AI. No command up top. There's no short range business. No counteractions this time. Hit AI, there is none. Highest firepower AI closest to a unit that just acted. Okay, fire. No one has a shot because I moved him up here, so I could skip that. So let's look at this one. The AI closest to a spent unit. There is no spent unit. Or mission objective. All right, so let's talk about mission objectives for a second. First of all, if there are specific firefight mission objectives, they will be listed up here in this instruction box. If you don't see the word mission objective, then there isn't one. Okay, so rather than put it there on each firefight and then put NA, they just decided to omit it, I guess, to save space. Okay, so there are no mission specific mission objectives. However, by default, player control markers are mission objectives. So let's interpret it this way. The AI closest to a mission objective move towards. Now this is a green card, so it's got to be a fresh unit. So I think it's going to be this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. Yeah, this guy. He's closest to this mission. He's just going to move towards. So here we go again. He can move here or here, and in this case, he will prefer cover over being out in the open. Again, light woods don't cost anything extra, so he takes a check on a 1 and he pulls a 3. All right, I'm moving into here. Pull another 2, safe. Okay, I feel pretty good right now. I've played this scenario before, and I pulled a bunch of 1s, and my guys all like got spent down in this area here, and they stalled, and then the Russians were able to come up here, and getting to the center of this board seems to be pretty key for this particular firefight. Sometimes I lose my place when I'm explaining things. All right, so I just took the check on the 2, so it's back to the AI. All right, instruction up here is AI plus units 4 or fewer, no effect. No short range business, execute counteractions. Yep. So an AI unit, an AI with no unit within 3, closest to the German control hex is going to be this guy. This guy's spent, so he's not in consideration. So he's going to do a low risk move towards. Okay, so low risk move towards. He's not in a fire zone, so he wants to move to another hex that's not in a fire zone, which is clearly going to be this one. And if he had a choice, he would prefer this because of the cover. So he's going to move in here, and he's going to take a check on a 1, and he pulls a 4. So now I want to move this guy into here, and as I said before, you can, pay caps. This would normally cost 2 to move into, 1 for normal and 1 plus 1 for the woods. I'm going to spend 1 cap so that it'll reduce the odds of him actually flipping, because I don't want him to flip. Although that is wasted, and I do like to push my luck in this game. But no, I'm gonna do that. In fact, I might even spend 2 caps to just ensure that he gets in there. These are the kind of decisions this game forces on you. You know what? I'll split the difference. I'm not going to spend 2. I'm going to spend 1. Oh, sweet. Okay, so he would have flipped had I not spent anything. And had I spent 2, it would have been a waste. So, okay, so he took a check on a 1. He pulled a 2. He's fine. Okay, oh, and by virtue of doing that, this guy's out in the open. We get to see who that is. So, pull from here. It's this guy. Whoops. Explosion. All right, so it is a rifle unit, and he's going to be facing, I think, this way. I think that's... He could be facing that way, or he could be facing this way. I think he'll face that way. Okay. So that was my turn. So now it's back to them. Oh, and I'm sorry, he's flipped. He was a flipped rumored enemy, so he comes in as a flipped enemy unit. All right, if AI plus units is 4 or fewer, again. So we're off to a slow start as far as the time track. Okay, there's no short range business. Execute counteractions. All right, an AI with no unit within 3. Well, not this guy anymore because 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now it's going to be one of these other ones. And I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to be him because special rule in this scenario is he may never move into a 0 DM hex. So he's not going to be moving into here. He's not going to be moving here. So I don't think he could do a low risk move towards. So let's look at our other 2 buddies here. So we've got this guy up here and this guy here. And it's closest to a German control hex. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Okay, so when I moved into here, the control hex comes off immediately. So there is no German control hex on the board. So that means the counteraction is no longer applicable. So by moving on to here, I've eliminated the possibility of a German control hex popping up over here. That wasn't necessarily my goal. My goal was just to get in here and claim this space before the Russians did. Okay, I didn't want to have to deal with that. I didn't even want to have to deal with like me being here and them moving in. Sure, I get a shot, but they're in +2 cover. I didn't want to have to even deal with that. So I'm happy to claim the center of the board. This guy can now shoot me over here, but I'm at +2, so I'm at a 14. It's not so bad. Okay, so that one won't happen. However, another German control marker could come in down here. So that counteractions command does not apply at the moment. It might apply later. So let's go on. A hit AI, no. Okay, an unhit AI closest to a unit that just acted, fire. Yep, that, because he just acted, right? He just moved in there. And the unhit AI who's closest to him is this guy. Okay, not this guy, it's this guy. So he's going to fire. So what we've got to do is we've got to reach into the kip. And, haha, it's a nobody. All right. So, we're not going to suffer shot. Now, the AI loses their turn, right? That was their turn. It's not considered a pass, but they do lose their turn. It's not like I pull another card or I don't continue doing the action. We got lucky in that case since we pulled the no enemy marker. So that was their turn. No need to do an AP check, obviously. Well, I guess I should probably take a shot at him because I could pull a blue card, and some of those blue cards say fire +2 caps, which would be a 5 to a 14. Not great, but it might not be bad for me to just shoot this guy. I kind of want him to move closer, to get a card that says move closer. Like a move, he won't move here on a low risk move, but he would move here on a move towards. All right, what's it going to be? It'd be a 4 to a 12. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cap 1, so I'm rolling a 5 to a 12, looking for a 7, obviously, and I rolled an 8. Okay, so that's a hit. So, by the way, got some really nice bags off Arts Cow for my chits, which is nice. All right, so I reach into the bag and I can tell what's up, what side is which with my fingers. So it comes in hidden to me, and we will reveal that anytime that unit needs to do something that we need the information on that. Okay, and I did not declare I was using caps, so I can't change my mind at this point, so I'm just going to have to take a check on a 2. And I pull a 4. Excellent. All right, back to them. It's a blue card, so this guy could do it. There's no short range. A hit AI closest to a unit, attempt to rally. Now, it doesn't say auto rally, it just says rally. So he's going to attempt to rally. This game is so smart sometimes, it's amazing. So now we need to see what this is, because we need to know what his rally number is. All right, he's panicked. He needs to roll an 8 or higher. Ooh, and his defense is reduced by 2. Ooh, I hope he fails this. That makes him a very tempting target right now. Okay, so he's rolling. Now he's not in cover, so he doesn't get a +1. So he's looking for an 8. Come on. Yes, 6. All right, so he fails that, and he does not take a check because it was a blue card. If it were a green card, he would have to take a check on a 5 because it costs 5 to rally. Okay, well then, we know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fire this guy again. So he's now firing a 4 to a 10, because since this guy is panicked, his front defensive value was reduced by 2. So 4 to 10. 4 to 10. I'm just going to roll it. I'm not going to cap that. 4 to 10. Come on, I got to roll a 7, right? Most rolled number. Oh, well, I'm glad I didn't cap it. That would have been total washout. Ugh. All right, so, and he pulls a 5 plus a safe, so he's fine. So, okay, no harm done. I can take another shot next turn. All right, so it's back to them, and I got to reshuffle the deck. Let me tell you, when I play the game, and especially when I'm making a video, I might forget to do that on occasion. So just forewarning you now. Pick up the rest of the cards to help remind myself. Okay, there's no short range business. AI mortar, there is none. AI farthest from the lowest defensive unit, fire. Okay. So as I said before, we prioritize left to right. So forget about the lowest defensive value unit for the second. Let's just say the AI, well, actually, you need to consider both of these, I'm sorry. The AI farthest from the lowest defensive value unit. Well, this is the only guy they have a shot on. So who's the farthest from him who has a shot? Well, he's out of range because Rumored and Enemy only have a range of 5. So it just has to be this guy. Okay. So this guy is going to shoot. He's rolling actually, this doesn't cap him, so he's only rolling a 3 to a 14. Okay, and if the AI needs to roll an 11 or higher, they will not take that shot. So, skip. AI closest to a target, move towards. So as a reminder, a target is a unit or a mission objective, and a mission objective is a control marker, but there's no control markers. So, who's the AI closest to him? I guess it's this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they both are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, okay, it's this guy, but we know that he's not going to move into a 0 DM hex, so he can't execute the order. So now we look at each of these guys. Yeah, okay. I'm going to roll 1 to 3 for this guy down here and 4 to 6 for this guy up here. 4 to 6. So this guy is going to move towards, and that would be a lateral move, so he can either move here or here. All right, let's roll it. 1 to 3. So he's going to move here, and by doing that, I can see who he is, and he is this guy. So he comes in. Who is this? This is the other rifle unit. So left in the cup is the submachine gun rifles. These guys have a range of 3 versus the rifles of 5, so that's just something to keep in mind. So he needs to take a check on a 1, and he pulls a 2, and then I need to reshuffle the deck.